You are invited to enjoy your breathing while listening to 3 sounds of the bell. Body, speech, and mind held in perfect oneness, I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Listen, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home.
Good morning, buenos dias. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Antonio. Our weekly service is where we connect, share information, and inspiration. My name is Ruth Castillo. Let us begin by recognizing the early name of this place, Yanaguana, the traditional lands of the Coahuiltecan people. They and all of the plants and animals were the original stewards of this land. Let us remember their care and live with the understanding that we belong to this place. At our church, we enact a universal love that binds us in mutual care and affection, especially in our work for justice for all and for our planet. Our faith is all-inclusive, and all means all. If you are new to us or visiting for the first time today, we invite you to fill out a yellow visitor's card. We'd like to get to know you and follow up with you. Wherever you are on your life's journey, we hope you will find your place with us. A bit different today for our greetings. I want you to think of your favorite animal right now. Hold their smiling face in your mind. And Rebecca and I are going to demonstrate how we are going to do greetings today. Ribbit, ribbit. We would like you to think of your favorite animal and turn to someone that you don't know, that you haven't yet greeted today. Maybe someone older than you or someone younger than you from a different family than you, and greet them as your favorite animal.
Include your name as well.
We've only got the 3 speakers today, so we can let this go for now.
Oh, yeah. Once again, greetings and welcome to one and all. If you'll please turn with us to number 354 in your gray hymnal. We are going to sing together, We Laugh, We Cry.
the Chalice Lighting, I'd like to invite Daphne and Rex Renkin. A child is a bell of mindfulness, reminding us how marvelous life is. People usually consider walking on water or in thin air a miracle, but I think the real miracle is not to walk either on water or in thin air, but to walk on the earth. Every day, we are engaged in a miracle which we don't even recognize. A blue sky, white clouds, green leaves, the black, curious eyes of a child, our own two eyes. All is a miracle. Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh.
We are called as Unitarian Universalists to build the beloved community where all are welcome as blessings. Let's recite our covenant that articulates our promises and binds us together. Please read together. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. Su sacramento es la búsqueda de la verdad, y su oración es el servicio. Convivir en paz, buscar sabiduría en libertad, dar a la humanidad nuestro servicio fraternal para que todas las almas crezcan en armonía con la divinidad. Así pactamos el uno con el otro.
Hi, good morning, and welcome. My name is Erin. I've been coming here for about a year and a half with my daughter, Lauren. We'll be doing the joys and sorrows. If you woke this morning with a sorrow so heavy that you need the help of this community to carry it, or if you woke with a joy so great that it simply must be shared, now is the time to do so. But first, I would like to start with a poem titled On Joy and Sorrow by Khalil Gibran. Then a woman said, "Speak to us of joy and sorrow." And he answered, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the selfsame well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which gives you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say that joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep on your bed. Please come forward down the side aisles to light the candles and return to your seats using the center aisle. And now a reading from our own book of joys and sorrows. A million thanks to volunteers who helped assemble and disassemble the Dia de los Muertos ofrenda in the sanctuary this year. Our beloved antepasados were honored with love and respect. To my mom, who is reading this right now, I love you, Mom. And I think the same wrote the next one. Joy that my birthday is next Sunday, November 12th. Happy early birthday, Lauren. Joy that our friend Joanne is home from the hospital and is regaining her strength. That's good news. For my sister who had her last treatment on Friday, also very good news. With the candles that have been lit, let us remember that ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a spiritual community where we find meaning. Ours is a sharing community where our joys are amplified, a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. For the joys and sorrows for which candles have not been lit, but which remain in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. These joys and griefs, spoken and unspoken, weave us together in the fabric of community. And now it's time for story wisdom.
Bless you. So before we sing the kids out, I'm going to read a story. My name is Mandy. I'm a mother. This is one of my favorite books. So I love children's books. I love picture books. And I especially love the pictures in this book as well as the message. And so I'd like to share it with you. I just want to point out the name of the book, Will It Be Okay? The author her name is for real, Crescent Dragon Wagon. That's her name. But the world can be a scary place for parents and for children. And we always want to know, is it going to be okay? And I just want to say that one of the things that helps me feel okay is having a community and having this church and especially having the parent group. You guys, and just that helps me feel like things are going to be okay. But I would love to share this book with you. It's one of my favorites, and I read it to my kids all the time. Will it be okay? Will it be okay? Yes, it will. But what if there's thunder and lightning? You sit at your window and watch the rain beating down over the houses and streets in the dark night. You see how special it is because the lightning shows the rainy sky and countryside and all the city. You pay attention because the loud thunder is calling you, saying, look, look, the world is receiving a deep, long drink. But what if there's snow? Lots and lots of snow. You put on your red leggings and your orange boots and your pink coat and your plaid scarf and your yellow hat and your fake fur earmuffs and 2 pairs of striped mittens, one on top of the other. But what if we plant a garden and nothing, not even the cabbages, comes up? We go to the nursery and buy 7 tomato plants just in case. When we come home, we dig 7 holes in the garden and put a tomato plant and compost in each one. We pat the earth back around each tomato plant and pour a bucket of water around each one too, to make them feel at home. Then we go inside to read a book. When we come out again, there's a tiny row of cabbage seedlings, and also the bush beans have come up. But what if a bee stings me? You run to the kitchen and I rub a piece of raw onion back and forth on the sting. You say, a piece of onion? That is silly. That won't work. But it does. What if I am mad at everyone? Run away. You pack raisins, walnuts, oranges, crackers, and a flashlight in a red bandana. You knot its 4 corners together and tie it to a stick and carry it over your shoulder. Walk and walk till you come to the park. You stay all afternoon sitting by yourself under a tree, then on a bench. Then you swing, pushing yourself off so hard, you go up so high, you make up a song to yourself about being a bird. When you come home again, you're not mad at everyone. But what if someone doesn't like me? You feel lonely and sad. You walk and walk until you come to a small pond. You kneel in the grass by the edge of this pond, and you see something move. You put out your hand, and a tiny frog, no bigger than your thumbnail, hops into it. Very carefully, you lift your hand up to your ear, and the frog whispers, "Other people like you. Other people love you. Maybe that person will like you again, maybe not. In any case, you're likable and lovable, and it is all right." Because the frog tells you this, you believe it. But what if I forget my lines in the school play? You make up new ones then and there, and later everyone will say, "What a wise and sensible child. She forgot her lines, so she made up new ones." But what if nobody likes the way I dance? You go dancing in the woods, alone in the crackling leaves. One day you meet someone else dancing in the leaves. You dance together. You throw leaves on each other. You gather leaves into a big pile and jump into them. Then you go home and draw pictures and drink cocoa with whipped cream. But what if you die? My loving doesn't die. It stays with you, as warm as two pairs of mittens, one pair on top of the other. When you remember you and me, you say, "What can I do with so much love? I will have to give some away." So you love thunder and lightning, snow, planting cabbages and bees. You dance with other people in the leaves and are in plays with them and run away with them and read books with them and get mad at them and make up with them. You love them, they love you, and you eat raisins together. So it will be okay? Yes, my love, it will. It will be okay. Now let's sing the children out.
Now it's time for our invitation to generosity. It is said, "The Lord loves a cheerful giver, yet will accept from a grouch as well." As the ushers prepare to take this morning's offering, may each of us look not only into just our wallets and our checkbooks to see how much we have with us. Let us also look into our hearts and see what is available there. How much love, how much generosity, how much faith, how much gratitude, and how much hope. And let us take our offering from that account. Now the ushers will pass the baskets. Thank you, Jaime, for that beautiful music. For the gifts which we have received and the gifts which we ourselves are, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world, to increase love and justice, to decrease hatred and oppression, to expand beloved community, to share and to keep sharing as long as ever we can. Amen. Before we get into our reflections, I wanted to go off script here just real quickly. You guys may not know that we even have a parents group at First UU, and I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But this service was totally put on by parents and then kids as well. So very unique. I wanted to give a shout out to someone that can't be here today, Tavis Meehan. I know I'm butchering his last name. I'm sorry, Tavis. His mother passed away recently, and so he was unable to be here today. But this was a service that was on his bucket list to have a parents group service. It's not always easy being a parent, right? Kids can be messy and loud and always have a runny nose somehow. We appreciate everyone that makes this an inclusive community for parents and for kids and everybody that at times, if they are loud, being able to volunteer. We have a parents' night out a couple times a year, and there's lots of people that volunteer. They're grandparents or even not parents, and getting a few hours away is huge for parents, especially we've got a lot of single parents, a lot of divorced parents that even just that few hours means so much. So thank you everybody that is inclusive and helps out with the parents. And so we're going to share now a couple of reflections from some parents in our parents group, just what it's like to be a parent, a UU parent as well. So thank you guys all for being here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea, and I've been coming here since August with my daughter, Rose. She's the loud one with the long curly hair, noticed. A few weeks ago, Reverend Nell asked the kids, "Why do your parents come to church?" To which one of the children replied, "To learn to be better parents." Did he ever get a sticker? I hope so. And he was right. That is why I come here. Now, I have known I wanted to be a mother since I was 14 years old. And I'm here to tell you that the reality of parenthood is not at all what I used to imagine. I used to imagine my interactions with my theoretical daughter. In my daydreams, I always had a daughter just like me. I would come up with questions that she'd ask and have entire conversations with her in my head. I'd think of the life lessons I'd teach her, things like washing hands and standing up for herself. I thought for sure one day we'd draw and paint together as I coached her along an artistic pathway just like mine. We'd sing together and do homework together, laughing at the kitchen table as she eagerly soaked up her education, just like I had. I always thought I'd read to her, and she would be a bookworm, just like me, because a love of literature is one of my greatest joys in life. And then one day, 20 years later, I did have a daughter. So at least that part of my fantasy came true. I was over the moon with delight. But as she has grown, she has systematically shattered every one of those fantasies. You know. My actual daughter is not like I imagined she would be. She does not sit quietly to draw and paint with me. She does not sit quietly ever, really. She does not ask the questions I thought she would, not even the endless stream of whys that I was told to expect, unless she wants to be annoying on purpose. She is only just now at 8 learning to carry a tune. Homework has only ever been a battleground. And as for reading, yes, I read to her, and we enjoy it, but she is dyslexic. She will never, probably never be that avid little bookworm I dreamed of. Each of these revelations has brought me a small amount of devastation and even grief as I mourned the loss of the daughter I had so vividly imagined for 20 years. And that was foolish, because my daughter, my amazing daughter, is not a fantasy. She is real, and she is bright and energetic and social and kind and creative and funny and silly and playful and brave. Not at all what I had imagined, but so much more. She is the gift I never dreamed of. And she has given me the deepest understanding of what it actually means to be a parent. Where once I imagined I would teach her, and I do, the reality is that she is teaching me so much more. I have learned that I am here for the real child that she is, to guide her as she learns how to navigate her life, to protect her as she explores and cuts her own path, to celebrate her accomplishments. And though she has repeatedly demonstrated that she must learn things by doing, the hard way, I will still try to give her the benefit of wisdom I gained from my own experience. She is so much better than that fantasy child. She is real. She is my gift, and I am grateful. Even though I haven't been coming to this church for very long, just listening to the other parents here share their experiences has made me feel like I'm part of a community, and it has given me strength and more patience. And I think it has made me a better parent to my awesome, real daughter. So thank you.
I didn't want to follow that. Hi again, everybody. My name is Shreve. For a little over a year, my wife, Kim, and I have had the privilege of facilitating the UU Parents Group. For those who didn't even know we had a parent group, well, we do. More on that in just a minute. When I first visited this church, I wasn't ready for how radically different it was from the conservative Church of Christ upbringing that I had. I still remember my first service. I felt way out of my element. There was a glass bowl they hit with a wooden stick when they wanted you to be quiet. They meditated and talked about social activism. They literally had a drum circle. We were looking for a church community that was more open-minded than our past ones, a place where our kids wanted to be a part, a place that still helped us to become the best version of ourselves. All that being said, I wasn't sure if I was ready for this radical of a change. Then we found out there was a parents group. That was when everything changed. After I shared with the group that my wife and I had been foster parents, Kathy Beggs came up to me right after and said, "Y'all are coming over to my house for dinner. We have to support you. Is it gonna be this Saturday or next Saturday?" We did not have a choice. Dinner was going to happen. Kathy Beggs is direct in the best kind of way, and she's been an amazing foster and adoption mentor for us. It was so refreshing to get to spend an hour with other parents, each with different strengths and strategies. Also, everyone had their own religious baggage, and we were trying to be the best religious educators to their kids that we could be. From that first discussion with the other parents, we knew that we had found our home. So I promised you info on our parents group. We meet every Sunday morning from 9:30 to 10:30, right there in the courtyard, or room off of the courtyard, while our kids are in youth religious education. We start most weeks by discussing a topic regarding parents and end with a chance to go around and share about our week. We discuss the highs, the lows, the challenges and victories. A lot of times we laugh at the ridiculousness of parenting and find comfort that we're not alone. Sometimes we cry when the difficult moments seem to pile up and compound, feeling almost too overwhelming to handle. Other times, our diverse backgrounds, experiences, and values can clash, leading to some difficult but valuable conversations. We have to be very intentional to practice deep and disciplined listening. This group has challenged and taught me so much and has made me a better parent and a better person. I think Dr. Stephen Covey said it best when he said that we should seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. In closing, I want to say 3 final things. First, we want to give a huge shout out to Bridget for creating an amazing youth religious education program, and for all the teachers, parents, and volunteers who give their time and talent to make that possible. We are so appreciative of the lessons you're teaching them. We love our kids so much, and we also love you for giving us a blissful 60 minutes without them. Second, thank you so much to Reverend Mark, Reverend Nell, Chime, and all the other parents and volunteers that worked to put this service together, and for those that cannot be with us today, but also had the vision of this coming to fruition. And third, maybe this is just the evangelical in me coming out a little bit, but I'd love to see our congregation, our parents group, and our other covenant groups grow. I consistently meet people who I know would find a great community here, but need to actually ask them to be a part. If there is one parent, one family that finds community they feel connected to here at First UU because of our service today, then I feel like we've done a great job. Whether that's the parents group or any of our other amazing covenant groups, the real magic of this church happens when you get connected. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to share.
So, good morning. My name is Tammy Benson, and this is my husband, Eric Benson, and we are returning members. We've been a part of this congregation, I guess, back in 2002. We were married here in 2005, and our years here that we spent here were childless years, but we are now back in the general vicinity. We're down in South Texas, and we're back with 2 kids. We did not realize that when we finally came back, it would be at the urging of our high schooler. We'd been expecting it to happen over time. Anywhere in Texas that you need a support system for your children, especially if they are not the mainstream children. So raising our children to be agnostic and atheist, we desperately needed a place for them to be able to speak their minds and not be challenged, but at least be accepted and listened to, because where we're at right now, that is not a possibility. So I'd like to start off with a quick quote from Graham White, and he states that the most powerful way to change the world is to live in front of our children the way that we would like the world to be. And so we bring our children here with the hopes that they are going to meet other children and see other adults that are respectful and are open to conversations with kids. Thank you.
And I'm Eric again. It's a little hard to follow up, but I will do my best. So I actually have been a Unitarian Universalist for most of my life, and I have my mother to thank for that. So I was raised in East Texas, around the College Station area, and in an atheistic family. which was not an easy thing to do in the 70s and 80s. And we were regularly told as kids to keep our mouths shut, don't tell people what we really think, because my parents might lose their job, I could lose friends, there's a lot of bad things that could happen. And as a result of that, I started to gain some prejudices of my own toward religious people, especially Christians, which I was surrounded by around there. So it was my mother that decided to take me to the Unitarian Universalist Church in College Station for the first time, and I joined the religious education program there. We didn't go a whole lot, but it planted seeds in me. It planted seeds in me that lasted for many, many years, well up until my late 20s, when I started coming back to the Unitarian Universalist Church again in Corpus Christi. And then when I met my wife, we started coming here. And this place, more than any other place, this place became our home. This place became where we felt like we had family. My wife helped with the sound system. We both did third grade RE while we were here for a long time and had a blast doing it. So when we had children, initially we started bringing our children to church. And, when they were babies, they didn't really complain too much. But, as they got older, they started to complain a little bit more about not wanting to go, especially our older one, because I think he's more atheist than both of us put together. And so we had some difficulty trying to maintain coming to church because, without the threat of hell, why would we come, right? It's hard to get up in the morning sometimes.
Words like fellowship
yes,
and
all that stuff. So when we finally moved, my father got sick, and we went to go take care of him. He lives near Beeville. So our kids are going to a small town now. We're kind of in this small town area there, and now he wants to come to church. So we're real happy about that. And I hope, and I think we both do, that we can share this home and these ideas. And what I think is really special about Unitarian Universalism, personally, more than almost any other religious idea, is we live a principled life. We live on principles. We live on actions, and we live on community. And we're really, really happy to be back here. So thank you all for welcoming us so generously back, and our family, because, you've always been ours. Thank you.
So we're going to go ahead and open up in the teal hymnal to song 1021, Lean on Me.
We can all do it. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there
I am Rosanna. I have been a member here since 2018. I have sporadically been part of the wonderful choir here, off and on. I was also married here in 2019. The choir was a very integral part of my support and strength when I was going through IVF and conceived my beautiful daughter, who is now 3. We left for a little while because of COVID, and then infant, and then toddler, until my toddler said, "Mom, let's go to church." So we are back. And I would like to leave you with these ending words, which also have a very music-themed exit. In the symphony of existence, we yearn for the harmony that transcends discord. May we embrace diversity as a symphony of perspectives, each note contributing to the richness of the whole. Let understanding be the conductor of our intentions, guiding us to learn from those whose viewpoints differ from our own. Go in peace and love.